Euthanasia, even for adults, is against the law in most of the world. Only Luxembourg, the Netherlands, and Belgium allow the practice, and no country has legalized euthanasia for children of any age. Jean-Jacques de Gucht is the member of Belgium's parliament who first proposed this bill, and he joins me now from Brussels. Mr. de Gucht, thank you very much for joining me. Do you believe that this is actually going to become law?
Well, after the vote that we had earlier this day, I think there's a big chance that before the next elections we'll have the vote on euthanasia for minors, yes.
Does it not sound just so terrible when you even say it? I mean, you look at the pictures in that heartbreaking report and you ask yourself, really? Children are going to make that decision for themselves with no age limit? Is that even possible?
Well, first of all, we're talking about children who are completely able to make that choice.
But how do you decide?
There's a second doctor, and there's also a psychiatric analysis. There is a psychiatric analysis inscribed in the proposition. So if you look at the case of Ella Louise, who is a terrible case, this does not imply by this law. This law is only for minors who are completely able to distinguish the position they're in.
Except that there is going to be no age limit, so presumably that also could be fudged. Let me just show you, we have interesting statistics about where and how people think about this. It is very high, the support for legal suicide in Europe, 87% in Germany. Do you think once these barriers start coming down, you'll see much more of it?
I think this proposition and the whole debate on euthanasia is very important for the thing that I think it's very important that we give people the right to choose for themselves how they cope with the most difficult part of life, and that's the end of life. And this is not whether I would hope that no child has to make the decision on whether to end his life or not. But I think it's very important that we give the possibility to a minor who is capable of making that choice, that he can or she can make that choice.
But do you not worry that this can be abused? I mean, already Belgium is criticized for its liberal laws in this regard, and actually there have been some who've had assisted suicide simply because, let's say, a sex change operation went wrong. This is not a life and death matter.
No, that's the case, and that's very difficult to discuss that case without knowing the whole discussion. But I think if you look at it, it's very important to have a law, because you say that it makes it possible for abuse. I think that a law just makes it possible to help the abuses that maybe there are today, to help that. To stop the abuses that we have today, and to have a legal framework there where today we were actually we have a very grey zone about everything that concerns euthanasia on minors.
And as you have said, doctors are, some of them, doing this in any event, assisting in this regard against the law right now. So you say you want to legalize it. But what about the mother of the 18-year-old child who was suffering, who clearly said that she didn't want to be euthanized? And the mother said maybe effort could go into actually providing help for parents who have these children who are so ill.
What we are suggesting in the proposition is that the doctor, well, the medical team, the parents and the minor who ask for euthanasia go into a dialogue. And I think the dialogue is very important, and also the psychological help that we can provide them if they want to make that choice. Okay. And again, I have to say this is giving the possibility to make a choice. It is not about giving euthanasia to everybody who asks it. It's giving the possibility for euthanasia to people who are suffering, whether they are minor, incapable or adult.
Mr. Jaguth, thank you very much indeed for joining me.